In the glittering yet unforgiving world of Hollywood, where every gesture can be dissected, amplified, and immortalized into digital folklore, Ben Affleck has once again found himself at the center of an internet storm. It was a seemingly innocuous moment outside the iconic Sunset Tower Hotel on Sunset Boulevard, a place synonymous with old-school glamour and whispered celebrity secrets, that catapulted the 53-year-old actor back into meme territory. There he was, head thrown back in what could only be described as a dramatic exhale of exasperation or perhaps fleeting relief, a cigarette dangling precariously from his lips as he indulged in a habit long thought conquered. The image, captured on a crisp Monday night, evoked a potent mix of sympathy, amusement, and nostalgia for fans who have chronicled Affleck's every public puff since that fateful day in 2016 when he first became the unwitting poster boy for Sad Affleck. Picture the scene. The Sunset Tower, with its Art Deco facade glowing under the sodium lamps of West Hollywood, has long been a refuge for the stars seeking respite from the relentless paparazzi glare. It's the kind of spot where deals are sealed over martinis, romances ignite in dimly lit lounges, and the weight of fame feels just a tad lighter. Affleck emerged from its velvet-roped embrace clad in a disheveled three-piece suit, no tie to constrain him, top buttons artfully undone in a nod to rakish charm. The ensemble screamed end-of-the-night survivor, a man who had perhaps danced through conversations laced with insincerity, dodged probing questions about his latest projects, and now craved the simple solace of a smoke. He balanced the cigarette between his teeth with the nonchalance of someone for whom this ritual is as familiar as breathing, occasionally freeing his hands to gesture animatedly or simply lean back against the cool stucco wall, eyes tilted skyward as if communing with the indifferent stars above. This wasn't just any drag. It was performative in its vulnerability, the kind of unguarded moment that photographers live for and social media devours. Within hours, screenshots flooded Twitter, now X, Instagram stories and TikTok edits, each one layering captions like, "When Hollywood calls but your soul says nap," or "Ben Affleck, mastering the art of tragic romance since 2016. The meme machine whirred to life, remixing his pose with clips from his brooding Batman era, his weary Dunkin' Donuts runs, and even that infamous Sad Affleck SNL skit that cemented his status as the everyman anti-hero of celebrity ennui. It's a peculiar crown for a man whose resume boasts Oscars for screenwriting and directing blockbuster franchises, and a charisma that once lit up screens opposite the likes of Gwyneth Paltrow and J. Lo. Yet, in these snapshots of solitude, Affleck becomes relatable, a titan felled by the mundane tyranny of a nicotine fix. To understand the profundity of this relapse, one must rewind to the man Affleck was before the cigarettes became his scarlet letter. For 2 decades, from his breakout in the 90s with films like Good Will Hunting, co-written with lifelong friend Matt Damon, to the gritty realism of Gone Baby Gone, smoking was as integral to his persona as his Boston drawl. He confessed once to chain-smoking a pack a day, the habit woven into the fabric of his identity. Late-night script sessions fueled by Marlboros, post-shoot unwinds on location, the quiet camaraderie of shared smokes with co-stars. "It was part of who I was," he admitted in interviews, his voice carrying the gravelly timbre of someone who had inhaled more than just smoke, ambition, heartbreak, the intoxicating rush of stardom. But in 2005, amid the impending joy of fatherhood, Affleck made a seismic shift. His then-wife, Jennifer Garner, was pregnant with their first child, Violet, and the reality of legacy beyond the silver screen hit him like a cold splash of sobriety. Fatherhood, he realized, demanded a cleaner slate, a version of himself unmarred by the acrid haze of secondhand smoke wafting through family dinners. Enter the hypnotist, a recommendation from Damon, the brother-in-arms who had shared everything from Sundance breakthroughs to tabloid trenches. Affleck's foray into hypnotherapy was equal parts desperation and curiosity, a far cry from the macho machinations of Hollywood's usual vices. Reclining in what he described as a Barker lounger, evoking images of plush, therapeutic recliners, he listened as the therapist sipped water and methodically dismantled the allure of nicotine. "He just talks to you for an hour, explains how it's poison," Affleck recounted to Oprah Winfrey in a moment of raw candor. The session wasn't fireworks or epiphanies but a slow unraveling, the realization that years of self-sabotage had been, in his words, asinine. Emerging from that haze, Affleck felt reborn. "I feel a huge difference in my health now that I don't smoke," he enthused. "I'm in better shape than I was 5 years ago." It was a victory lap for a man who had stared down the barrel of his own excesses, emerging not just smoke-free but invigorated, ready to channel that discipline into fatherhood and career reinvention. Yet, like so many tales of triumph in Tinseltown, this one had an asterisk. Affleck's candor about his battles extended beyond tobacco. He has been unflinchingly open about his alcoholism, a demon that clawed its way back in the mid-2010s, coinciding with the pressures of directing Live by Night and navigating a high-profile marriage to Garner. The couple's 2015 separation, finalized in 2018, marked a pivot point, one where old comforts resurfaced. Cigarettes, that reliable old friend, crept back in, perhaps as a lesser evil amid the wreckage. By 2016, the world caught its first viral glimpse. Affleck, slumped on a stoop, face etched with exhaustion, puffing away in broad daylight. The internet, ever the merciless archivist, dubbed it the birth of Sad Ben, a meme archetype that humanized, or perhaps caricatured, his struggles. It was a stark contrast to the invincible daredevil or the armored Batman he portrayed, revealing instead a man adrift in the choppy waters of personal reinvention. Fast forward to last August, a date seared into Affleck's timeline, the day after Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce, on what should have been their second wedding anniversary. Holed up in his car, windows fogged with regret and exhaust, he chain-smoked through the afternoon, each ember a silent testament to unraveling dreams. The Lopez chapter, a whirlwind romance reignited in 2021, sealed with a lavish Georgia wedding in 2022, had promised redemption, a fairy tale redux for two icons scarred by previous heartbreaks. Yet, whispers of strain had bubbled up, clashing work schedules, the merger of blended families, the inexorable pull of Affleck's East Coast roots against Lopez's global empire. The filing was amicable on paper, but the photos told a different story, one of solitary drags under overcast skies, a man grappling with the ghosts of what might have been.